Hello, 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 hello. How you doing? I woke up not too long ago and I was doing my daily routine of writing down my dreams and reading my books. And this thought came into my mind and I would like to speak upon it because I believe it's interesting, and this video is a different perspective, okay? Most people believe that ancient people in ancient times were dumb, barbaric, uneducated, and generally a lower, a lower, I suppose, kind to modern humans. We all like to believe that modern humans are the humans that are the top of the top, the best of the best. And why do we believe this? Because of education, modern medicine, and technology, okay? But I would like to argue that we are actually worse off because of technology. Now, this is not my argument against technology and being like, yeah, we should get rid of all technology. But this is me giving an opposing perspective and also just saying out how it is. So most people believe that, ancient people were idiots. And we are this amazing civilization that's better than all the other ones. And we are told this in school as well. We're also told that, like, oh yeah, people back in the ancient times sucked. But I would like to argue that we suck because of our insane reliance on technology. It took one generation from boomers to millennials to completely become reliant on our phones. Now, if you do not have a phone, you are essentially useless. Before this time, and I'm speaking for myself as well because I don't understand how someone can live without a GPS. But before phones, before technology, before any of these smart technologies, people lived without GPSs, people lived without all these things that we use on a daily basis and fully take for granted. They lived without them, and that was the norm. That was the complete norm. Everyone did that. And so the more connected we get with technology, the more disconnected we become with the earth, right? Because back in the day, if you wanted to get somewhere, you had to be aware of your surroundings. You had to be good with locations. You had to be in tune with your environment. You had to know how to read maps, how to communicate, how to talk to others, to understand where the hell you're going. And all these things that were such a norm have completely disappeared in a generation, max 2 generations, right? And we continue to keep getting more and more disconnected from reality and from our environment. But this wasn't a thing in the ancient times. This wasn't a thing 100 years ago. This wasn't a thing 200 years ago, 300, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like, this is such a new phenomenon type beat, you know what I mean? And how did people get around? You hear of these explorers, you hear of these conquerors. How did they get around, you know? How do you know where you're going? How do you sail across the Atlantic? How do you conquer a whole continent if you have no idea where you are. And my argument is that the ancient people, the Romans, the Greeks, the Mayans, the Aztecs, the Native Americans, all of these people, they were so in tune with the earth, and they had knowledge that we do not possess today. They were so in tune with the earth, and they were so in tune with the environment that we've completely lost how that even makes any sense. You know what I mean? And this knowledge has been not preserved because it's something that you learn. It's not something that you can just know, I believe. And so, yeah, when you think about it, it's like, how did people do any of these amazing feats without technology? And it's because they were in tune with the world, you know? How do animals know when to hibernate? How do birds know when to fly across the continent, you know? How do dogs know when an earthquake is coming? All of these quote unquote superpowers that people or animals possess and people used to possess seem impossible now. And we suffer with so many things nowadays because of the environment that we live in. We suffer with so many afflictions. You talk to anybody nowadays, they'll tell you that they have or do, that they have suffered or do suffer with anxiety. You talk to anyone nowadays, they will tell you that they have or do suffer with depression. And I believe back in the day it wasn't the same, you know. People weren't so anxious, people weren't so depressed, people weren't so, you know, miserable. People nowadays believe that all this misery and all of these mental afflictions are natural and are part of life. But when you really think about it, it makes no sense at all. You know what I mean? And so this is, I believe, due to our utter and sheer reliance on technology and the way that we can't live without technology anymore. And back in the day, people used to believe, they used to use their imagination, they used to use their subconscious powers, you know what I mean? How did people survive without modern technology? How did people survive without modern medicine? Obviously, death and things of that nature were common and prevalent, but they were also a part of life, you know? And so if someone died, it was more so a part of life and not this thing that everyone fears, you know what I mean? I'm sure people feared death back in the day, but it was, people got used to it, you know? It was something you see all the time. Nowadays, no one speaks about death. No one speaks about this person got killed. Well, but we do all the time, but we don't see it, you know? We don't see it. We just hear about it. We read about it. We don't see it in front of our own two eyes. And if we do, we're considered that those people that see death on a regular basis, they're considered like they're in a worse off situation than the people that don't. And so, yeah, the people back in the day, how do you survive without modern medicine? Like, obviously you're more in tune with the earth, so you use natural ailments, and also you have self-belief. You believe truly and utterly. You know, back in the day, bro, people were doing alchemy. They were doing fucking magic and shit like this, bro. And all of these things stem off self-belief. I believe, anyways. And so, yeah. What was the other thing? Oh, education as well, bro. People say like, "Oh yeah, we're educated, dog," but like, a classroom has not changed in like 100 fucking years, bro. The idea of a classroom has not changed at all. So it's like, why are classrooms this one thing that have not evolved in like fucking 100 years, bro? And so, yeah, man, I would like to say that what I'm trying to bring with all these points is that you don't understand how malleable you are. You don't understand how adaptable you are. You don't understand how much a human can actually adapt to his or her environment. Because, and this is where this thought is coming from. Because yesterday I was watching a documentary on Bukau. I believe that's how you say it. Buakau? Yeah, that's how you say it. Buakau. I was watching a documentary on Buakau, which is uh, a Muay Thai fighter, which achieved some of the greatest, if not the greatest, achievements that one has ever achieved in Muay Thai and in kickboxing history. Due from his sheer persistence, from his sheer dedication to the craft and to the sport. And so it made me wonder, how was that possible? And that's what made me realize that the human body, the human mind is so adaptable, so malleable, so flexible that you can achieve anything that you want to achieve, right? Because if a normal person tried to kick a tree, their leg would bruise up and swell and hurt, and they would probably start crying. If a cow kicked the tree would fucking break. And you think to yourself, like, how is that even possible, bro? And it's through sheer will, bro. It's through sheer determination, through sheer want that he managed to do that. And you'd say, "Oh, but he conditioned his leg. Oh, but he conditioned it. Oh, I can do the same thing if I condition my leg." Yes, you can, but do you know how much it takes to actually condition your leg to that state? I doubt you do. And so it is possible. You can condition your leg to that state, and you can improve your technique to that state. It's possible. You know it's possible. But how many people are actually going to do it? And so these people achieve the greatest feats of the body. These people achieve the greatest feats. All these people at the very, very top of any sport, of any thing that they do, they possess superhuman abilities. And we overlook that so easily. We just believe that, oh, they're born different. That is the most bullshit thing. When people say, oh, he got to this, he's this, like, he got to the top level of this sport, he got to the top level of this place, he got to the top level of this, that, this. Oh, he was born different. Oh, he was born special. Oh, he was born genetically gifted. He was born this. He was born that. Brother, no one is born at the top of the top. No one is born at the top of the top. I don't give a fuck what you tell me. No one is born at the top of the top. Okay? No one is born at the top of the top, possessing all of these incredible abilities, okay? You are like an unprocessed vein of iron, okay? Right now, in anything that you want to do, you're like an unprocessed vein of iron. First, you have to extract the iron and really understand what you want to turn that iron into. Then you have to melt it, turn it into an ingot, refine it type beat. And then you have to, once that's done, once you realize what you want to do, then you have this iron and you have to constantly burn it and break it down and hammer it and keep putting it in that oven until it turns into steel. Do you know what I mean? You keep have to you keep have you keep you have to keep having to do that, okay? Over and over and over and over and over and over until that chunk of iron becomes refined steel, okay? And that's what these people have done. They have had this determination to become that steel. They didn't want to be iron, they wanted to be steel, And so when people say, oh, he's born different, oh, he's born different, I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. You can do the same thing if you really wanted to. You're just giving yourself an excuse to be a lazy bastard. And yeah, man. So you are malleable as fuck, and you can become steel. You can turn yourself from iron and become into steel, okay? And whatever you put your mind to is possible. And so, like, what I'm trying to say with all this stuff is that the ancient people, they didn't, their norm wasn't the same as ours. Their norm was, I don't have technology, I don't have maps, I don't have GPS, I don't have anything. I have to adapt to my environment. And when you adapt to your environment, you become one with whatever you do. It all becomes subconscious, right? All of these things, all of mastery is subconscious. Do you think Boakau consciously chooses exactly how the kick goes? No, he's kicked possibly millions of times. If not a billion, billions. Who knows, bro? Who knows how many times that man has kicked in his life, bro? He's kicked so many times that his subconscious is one with kicks, brother. His subconscious is one with throwing punches. His subconscious is one with clenching. It's automatic. He doesn't think about this shit. It's not conscious. It's subconscious. He just does it, right? Obviously, he might consciously pick where to throw the kick, but the technique has been refined so much that he just does it, bro. You know what I mean? Same thing with a piano player. You think they consciously choose where to press the fingers? No, bro. They've done this shit millions of times. Their mind just does it, bro. They're so refined with it. Everything is just refinement, bro. They're so refined with playing those keys. Same thing with a basketball player. You think he consciously throws the thing, bro? He knows, bro. He subconsciously knows exactly how much strength is needed, how much flick is needed. You know what I mean? Like, all these things are subconscious. And so when you master something, you don't even need to think about it. And so what I'm trying to say is that, like, back in the day, bro, people were so in tune with the world and so in tune with the earth that it was a subconscious thing. It wasn't even like a mental note. You know what I mean? Nowadays, bro, you have to consciously step outside. You have to consciously go into nature. You have to consciously connect yourself with the world. Back in the day, it was subconscious because it was all that there ever was. And yeah, man, so that's what I'm trying to say. I hope you guys got some insight, a new perspective. And yeah, this is a testament to tell you that you can become the person that you want to become. It's all a matter of refining yourself. No one is born great. Everyone is born weak and useless and naked. And yeah, you have the ability of becoming the person you want to become. There's the subconscious and conscious determination, okay? And I'm gonna see y'all later. I love you. Keep being you.